Welcome to the Beanstalk Cast. This is episode
24.
Yep.
Really?
After the last
24.
Wow.
Next week is the last episode of the year because I'm not recording on Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Well, we'll be back in
Yeah,
January.
who wants to work on Christmas? No, crazy.
Episode 25 is
I'll
going
work
to
on
be
Christmas.
big and special, and I'm not spoiling anything about it. So just be there to hear it.
Oh, yeah, the episode 25? The Christmas special?
So we might as well get right into it because there's a whole lot that happened in the Game Awards.
Also, we're
Ooh.
talking about the Game Awards.
Yeah. Last week we talked about the nominations and who we wanted to win, who we felt like would win, and boy, were we all wrong.
Oh. How wrong were we?
Extremely.
What do you mean, extremely?
In almost every category that it was nominated, Last of Us 2 won.
Oh.
Let's just get to it.
So, Chris, how much were they, paid off?
We're not allowed
No, it
to
seems like the
disclose
vast majority of votes came from people that did not play the game.
Well, I mean, it was probably the, I honestly don't know. Did any of you guys play The Last of Us 2?
I did. I didn't like
Okay,
it.
so you played it, Kevin.
I did.
I think you're the only person I actually know that played the game. Because I don't think I know anyone else who's played the game.
Playing the game is a bit of a stretch. I touched it for like maybe 15 minutes, and I'm like, man, this game is rife with stuff I don't want to be dealing with.
Because I don't think I know anyone who owns the game to begin with. So
Oh, I have a coworker. I'm like, how's Last of Us 2? And he just shook his head at me. I'm like, oh, that's all I need to know. Thank you. And then we had a good old laugh.
because I play a lot of multiplayer games, and not a single one of those people that I've ever played with, and I play with a good hundreds of people in a month or so, and no mention Last of Us 2 anywhere.
That's because you just hear a big sigh from anyone you ask. You're like,
Alrighty, so rip Game Awards then, yeah.
Rip Game Awards.
Okay.
Like, personally? Okay, so let's name off nominees and talk about some things, and then we can go at length about the Game Awards.
and then how they
So
didn't win.
the most important category, Chris, did my Crusader Kings 3 win?
It didn't win the one nomination it had. Once again, this is the problem with lumping in simulation and strategy.
Let me guess, did the Microsoft win?
Yeah.
You bastards!
Yeah.
All of you are. Okay. All right. I'm the one game that deserves a win. You don't give it to it. That was Game of the Year right there. I would settle for Ghost of Tsushima or what's it called? Fallen Order.
That also wasn't in Game of the Year.
Yeah, but I would settle for either of those because those were actually pretty solid games. But
Yeah, people
apparently
played the game and enjoyed it.
And I never heard a single bad thing. It was also the first game that EA actually made that was pretty decent.
That wasn't rife with microtransactions, and it was a good Star Wars game to boot.
Yeah.
That's 2 for 2, EA. Come on. Right? I mean, that's all we wanted.
You got to reward people for doing the right thing for once. Now EA is going to be like, all right, we didn't get an award. Fuck you all. I'm going back to the old...
Yeah, see, they must want those pay 99 cents to jump a little higher, and then all...
But EA, those weren't even nominated.
It's like, nope.
That's what we're doing now. You screwed us, we're screwing you. And I wouldn't blame them.
So about the Game Awards, about the actual ceremony, I thought it like the 30-minute pre-show, because they call it a pre-show, was actually going to be a pre-show.
Was it just the awards?
They listed off, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the awards in the pre-show.
I just called it. I said, did they just do the awards during the pre-show?
Wait, so how long was the whole performance in its entirety then?
Like 3.5 hours. So the main show was 3 hours.
Wait, what do they do for the next 2.5 hours if they just listed it all during the 30 minutes?
Game trailers.
It was that money.
Like, honestly...
I wanted that sweet, sweet cash.
Honestly, I kind of love it because then E3 and the Game Awards are the two big events where you find out that there are games coming out. Mm-hmm. At the same time, there is little to no focus on the awards at the Game Awards.
Rip. See, this is what they should have done. They should have separated the awards with trailers. So, because, if you've got, a 3-hour time block, right? You just do one award or maybe 2 awards. Then you get like 5 or 6 trailers, like a commercial break almost, right? And then you get the next 2, another big old commercial break, and so on and so forth. And that means you force your listener to keep listening, and then.
But before we go into the awards, were there any big reveals to new content to things in this Game Awards? I didn't watch.
I mean, do you like?
Or were we getting to that? Am I skipping ahead?
Let me just talk a little bit more about the pre-show because
Yeah, I can feel I'm jumping the gun a bit. Okay.
like the awards that they announce. Like, sure, they announced every esports award, and that I can get because to me those aren't even really important. To the community of esports, they are.
No offense, esports.
Yeah, to the community they are, and to people who care about that, yes. But at the same time, when we're talking about quality of games, even in that aspect, they announced Best Score, Action Adventure Game of the Year, Family Game of the Year, Best Community Support, and Debut Game of the Year in the pre-show.
That's a lot of games.
Those are, like, I would consider those important because Last of Us 2, the first award it got was Action Adventure Game of the Year.
Really?
Yes.
God.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
it
God.
won almost everything it was nominated for. Such as, it was also nominated for Best Score, but that went to Final Fantasy, as you can imagine.
And I'm not advocating for this, but can I take a Molotov cocktail? Go up to
Yes.
the Game Award.
Just yes. You don't even have to finish. Just go for it.
Don't do that. just don't.
Yeah, disclaimer, Ismat's not actually going to do that.
Yeah,
No,
neither
disclaimer,
am I doing it.
Molotov cocktails aren't inherently dangerous until they're thrown or broken or lit.
Oh yes, that too. Also, I don't drink, so there's no way I can get my hands on a Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are other things you could substitute for the burning material.
Oil. We got plenty of that.
That's extremely dangerous. Like, more than alcohol, like, the second it gets close, it might combust.
In case anyone got the joke, I'm Arab, so we got that oil.
That was pretty good.
Yep. Just wanted the audience to be
Isma, you get a raise. That was great.
Yeah.
in the loop.
So, right, to me, it was kind of a bright spot. It looked like, they are not going to give every award to Last of Us 2. The second that they announced Best Score was to Final Fantasy. And then Action Adventure Game went to Last of Us 2. And then Family Game, I mean, who else was it going to go to? Animal Crossing.
Oh,
Animal
okay,
Crossing
that's
did
fine.
win.
That's fine. All right. I thought you were gonna say what's it called? Fall Guys for a second, but no.
No.
That's cool.
Also, I remember Red Dead 2 did something similar, except Red Dead 2 was a good game and people liked it.
When did Red Dead 2 come out?
That was like 2 years ago.
Why does it feel like it
Yeah,
was
2
this year?
years ago, right before the Game Awards.
Oh.
And people were like, man, that's not fair. How could Red Dead get in? They're like, no, shut up.
Yeah, and then it won almost every category it was in, except Game of the Year.
So
And I was really feeling like that might happen to Last of Us 2.
did
yeah,
Cyberpunk able to get in there or no?
No, because it didn't qualify. It
Okay,
came out the
okay.
week of the Game Awards.
I wanted it to steal the show.
Also, IGN saw those previous gen ports and they're like, whoa.
By the way, that Cyberpunk, pretty damn good.
So to get these in there, community support went to Fall Guys, and Best Debut Game did go to Phasmophobia.
Good job,
Okay,
Phasmophobia.
good job. That one I can accept. It was like a pretty solid game.
So these are, like, I would say these are pretty big awards to come in at the pre-show. And then something that I would expect in a pre-show, a really big reveal for Nier Replicant.
What is
the
that?
sequel to Nier Automata.
Ooh. I actually haven't played Nier Automata, but it's a game that I've been wanting to play, only because there's a lot of references to, philosophers and such and such.
Yeah, no, Nier Automata is super good, actually.
Yeah. Because I know the story, particularly, has a lot of philosophy involved. And,
It's about robots trying to save
and
mankind.
for our listeners, that is what I got my bachelor's in arts in. It's philosophy. Yeah. So,
Also, dad ass. People who played Automata. Oh. Freaking cyborg booty. Oh.
You do get to play that female, right?
Yeah. I'm in Replicant, though.
No, I'm talking about the boy.
Then maybe you'll be in Replicant. Replicant looks like it's a cross between Automata and the original Nier.
Also,
Which
more
is-
fantastical. And,
Yeah.
and it's okay. I'd be
Which
down
one's
for
the
that.
original one again?
The original was just called Nier,
Okay.
and it was on the PS3.
It's not that old, actually.
It's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Automata went for sci-fi. Nier was originally like fantasy, and now Replicant is going to be like a mix.
Like sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
You would
God.
think that
Freaking Star
sci-fi
Wars
and
Nier.
fantasy
Oh.
would be one and the same almost, because except sci-fi is more science.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, crazy science. Oh man, see, that's a game I'd play.
So then they rapid fired all the esports awards, all 6 of them. Esports game, League of Legends, esports coach, Zonic, esports event, League of Legends Worlds, esports hosts, Shots, and esports team, G2, and then esports athlete, Showmaker. I'm just announcing
Wait, so
these.
G2 won the esports team?
G2.
That sounds familiar. I think that might be like a CS:GO team or something that has a G2 team. I don't know, because they usually have multiple games that they have different teams for. But yeah.
So, and those awards ended the pre-show. And there were other trailers that I saw of games that I just wasn't interested in, so I didn't put them down in my notes.
Well, rip those games. I'll never know what they are.
So now that we're done with the pre-show,
Yes.
the Game Awards, the real show, quotes, starts, and they're like, we got a special announcement from our friends at Smash. New character, Sephiroth,
Yeah, no, that was cool.
Which one's Sephiroth?
from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
Long
okay.
white hair, crazy long samurai sword.
Does he have wings?
He has one wing.
He has
He's the-
one wing.
He's
Okay.
the one-winged angel.
Alrighty. All right. Okay. I have a rough idea as to who you're talking
Also,
about.
is
but then again, I
Sephiroth
might be wrong.
Cloud? I don't know. There's some dialogues in that trailer that make me think there's some stuff going on. But I
So
don't
wait,
know.
It's very complicated.
that he's the one that looks like Cloud, right?
He doesn't look like Cloud.
No, never mind. Okay, then I don't know what I'm talking about then. Forget I said anything. Cut that out, Chris. Yeah, there you go.
But what I did see is that Cloud has a unique smash against Sephiroth, and I thought that was cool. I think they should do more of that specifically.
Wait, so he has a particular attack that hits.
Well, I mean, he has his
character?
base attack, but the attack
Oh.
animation changes if done on this specific character.
That's actually pretty interesting. I like
Also,
that.
it looks way cooler, if I'm gonna be honest, because he uses all the swords. And...
Wait, so can they do that with the Pokemon too? Just like have the, like special animations just for the Pokemon? That'd be pretty cool. Do that, Nintendo, please.
They haven't. I mean, I don't know. They might not add that into the game.
I doubt they
Going
ever
forward,
will.
they might do stuff like that with Cloud and Sephiroth, and if they
Yeah.
bring in a character from an existing series, do that.
Yeah.
Other than that, you should really just see the trailer because it's such a good trailer.
Sephiroth kills Mario.
It was so
He does?
cool.
All right, okay. Want to know what's the best Smash thing ever, though? Was the story mode on the Wii. Just saying.
Was Kirby the main hero in that one?
That's a good question. I don't think he was.
Yeah, no, see. Freaking
I think
John
he might have
Kirby.
been, but he might have been not. I don't remember, actually. It's been a while since I played. I just remember playing co-op on that, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah. So after Sephiroth, which to me is the biggest announcement of the night, not the one that surprised me the most,
I see.
even though it did absolutely surprise me. We'll get into what surprised me the most later.
Alright, but what character could they have revealed if you'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe it? Because Smash is one of those games where if we're reaching for the stars, who would be your one pick where you're like, oh man, if they brought that guy in. Or girl.
Reggie. If they put Reggie Fils-Aimé in the game.
Who's
But
that?
didn't they already do that?
No, I mean, you can download his Mii, but he himself is not in the game.
Oh, you mean like they actually just make like a him? And then
They make
just-
Reggie-Tron. The first award of the night, big surprise, won by Last of Us. It
Oh.
was best performance, but it was given to Laura Bailey, who did Abby. And
Which one's that?
that's the one
the
that's
not.
not.
What were they in The Last of Us 1? Is the
No.
question. Okay, then I don't care. Move
Well,
on.
I guess if you know anything about the story, her father was killed by Joel. So, and there's
a lot of people I
flashbacks.
killed.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You gotta be a little bit more specific than that.
And so I don't know. I might be in the majority of people when it comes to the Last of Us 2 characters. I like Abby more than Ellie because I kind of just hate Ellie.
I also hate Ellie. I thought I had a thought, but no, I just hate her.
She was the main character in the first one, right?
Yeah. Main
No,
girl.
I'd argue that Joel was the main character.
Well,
of the
yes.
first one.
She's Ellie is the girl.
And
who
then
can,
Joel had too much sauce, so he had to go.
I mean, they all had too much sauce. They all
Not
had to
Ellie.
go.
They're like, man, girl, you don't have enough sauce. Let's throw another girl your way. Oh, it's still not working? Oh, no.
Because the story is basically the Walking Dead Season 1 Telltale, right? It's the same thing, almost.
Yeah, except not as interesting or as well written.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Last of Us, with the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Because the stories were pretty similar.
So yeah, so no hate to what's her face who does Ellie, but I'm glad that it went to Abby since I knew it was gonna go to a Last of Us person. That
Fair
award.
Enough. Yeah.
Then after that, there was a trailer that I was like, whoa, this kind of looks okay. That also interesting. There was like drones that were flying down. There was a guy talking about, oh, everything was cool until all the world frickin' exploded, and like you're fighting
with
like
the
robots.
COVID.
Is this a trailer?
It's a trailer.
Okay.
Of like
Is this like the Division 2 or something?
going through. It looks like militaristic, like sci-fi, futuristic.
So is this a COD game, Division, or something else?
It's Perfect Dark.
Okay, so it's something new. Cool.
No, it's not new. It's a
Oh,
revival of the Perfect
Yeah,
Dark
I was about
series.
to say,
Never mind. I don't know what we're talking about then.
was it N64 SNES? It's a much older game actually, but I do recognize the
Alrighty.
title.
Okay. So,
The original was on
Sounds interesting
N64, and then when Microsoft purchased Rare, they made a game for the Xbox 360 called Perfect Dark Zero, which everybody didn't like. I mean, I played and I thought it was okay.
All right. Well, I guess we'll check that one out then. I don't know.
Yeah, Perfect Dark.
Yeah, pretty interested in seeing Perfect Dark. But then this bigger, I'm so happy about this one.
Okay. Let's hear
Left
it.
4 Dead is coming back. It's called Back for Blood.
So they have. Do they have 3 games now? Or?
I still abdicate that the second one should have been called Left to Die, and it'd be the hand with like
Kevin, that'd have been great.
right. It,
That would've been
it
great.
seems like it just rid itself, but it's like no, and it's like
Yep. They missed a perfect opportunity.
It's definitely strange how they're Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2.
or Left 4 Dead again.
No. So Left 4 Dead is we Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead 4.
Left 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Left 4
And I
Dead.
think maybe they thought that was stupid. That's why they're renaming the series Back for Blood.
But that's the third game, right?
And also
the third
that way
game.
they keep
Okay,
the hand
okay.
up. They don't have
Okay.
to change the cover art.
So it's Left 4 Dead, Back for Blood.
No, it's just Back for Blood.
All right. Well, this is stupid.
But I mean, it looks like Left 4 Dead, but new next gen.
Okay,
Does it
fair
look
enough.
good? Like, do you
It
see-
looks really good. Like it'll be a lot of fun, like it was.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna wait for Left 4 Dead.
I'm waiting for that one too.
That's the one that got it right.
Yeah.
So the next like this is, this is a point about how there's so little focus on the awards. There's like, let me see, 1, 2, 3 world premieres, and I think there was a fourth one that I just didn't write down because I was like, that's
Yeah.
stupid. These ones stuck out in my mind. Perfect Dark because it's a reboot, Back for Blood because it's Left 4 Dead, and then this one called The Callisto Protocol. It looks like Dead Space because it's made by the original Dead Space guys.
Those games,
Original Dead Space, as in back when it was like a horror sci-fi.
Yeah.
I do like that.
I have never played any of the Dead Space games. That's because
Play 1 and 2 and then make a decision.
You
could live with those first 2, or you could ruin it with 3.
okay. Because I'm not one that plays horror games much unless I'm like with friends or whatever. Because
No, I'd say
Yeah.
1 it's more like horror sci-fi action, but it's
okay.
1 is the most horror-y for sure by far, and then 2 is like it's right up against the brim with the
Yeah.
action. And then 3, they're like, no, you're gonna give you 2 guns, you're gonna make your own gun, and then we're gonna play with people that also.
Because when I play video games, I get into my video games, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't. It's a bit too much for me.
Yeah, we
with-
like
with
that
the horror.
immersion.
Yeah. And then when I watch a horror movie, I know it's separate from me, so I'm not as scared. But when I'm immersed in my game, it's me that's involved, and I'm going no.
Also, why didn't Ghost of Tsushima win Game of the Year?
We'll get to that later.
It
still stings, Kevin.
because that's one of the few games I've played recently that I'm like, man, I was Jin Sakai. I was the one that freed Tsushima from the Mongol hordes.
I still feel annoyed that Crusader Kings 3 didn't get an award.
Yeah, no, it's like, man.
I know.
Okay, but moving on.
Okay.
But the next award, Best Ongoing Game, and that went to No Man's Sky.
Okay, that's fair and well deserved.
Yeah, for that game to essentially trip over
A
its
game
own...
for not dying. No Man's Sky.
Yeah, for tripping over itself and dying upon impact to resurrecting itself and being an actual...
It was more like in the game you have a plane, like you got your spaceship, you crash landed onto a desolated planet, it's completely empty, but just it's got lava everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
That's what it did, and it burnt up in that lava, and then somehow it managed to get out of it.
You mean like Resident Evil 5?
I have no idea.
Oh man, okay, I'll show you the clip where exactly what you just said happens. They fucking crash into a lava planet, essentially, and then they're totally fine. They're like, whoa, that crash was a doozy.
But anyway, that's No Man's Sky for you, in a nutshell.
Good job, No Man's Sky.
Dragging itself up by its dregs. And the next award,
Well, that's bootstraps.
Best Art Direction, a win for Ghost of Tsushima.
All right, there we
Yeah,
go.
good job, Tsushima.
You got
To
one.
be honest, I even said that I liked it and I wanted it to win, yet I was still surprised that it did.
Because you thought Final Fantasy would win it, huh?
No, I thought Ori and the Will of the Wisps would win.
Oh,
A
okay, never
game
mind.
made around the idea of its aesthetics and its art.
Oh, that's
So,
fair.
kind of surprising that it lost that.
How much do they get paid?
Not as
No,
much.
no. Sucker Punch didn't have to pay anybody. They went on their merit.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, no, Sucker Punch introduced the Player's Choice category.
Oh no, Chris. Sucker Punch just had to Sucker Punch.
They did. That's another award that was taken away that Ghost of Tsushima got over Last of Us 2, which is why I say that was a big win.
Yeah,
For it to do something, even though it was looking like it would do nothing.
fair enough.
Next game was Best Action Game, and it went to Hades. That indie game that just, it came out and then all of a sudden, whoa, Hades is like this big thing.
I didn't play it. It looked kind of nice, but it's not my
Also, what
sort of
what
thing.
port can we have access to Hades on? Is it PC, PlayStation?
It's
What
on
is it?
Switch.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it's on Switch. Yes.
I like that.
It's PC and Switch, right?
PC and Switch.
That's interesting. No,
I'll be getting that.
no consoles.
Yeah, no, I'm always
Alrighty,
looking
okay.
to
Cool.
get new, good Switch games that aren't just ports of other games.
Well, it's a PC.
No, but I mean,
ported
it's,
from the PC.
It was at least it was released at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same time.
yeah,
yeah.
that's the important distinction. Not it came out on PC and then Switch got its little grubby hands on it.
Speaking of ports, Cyberpunk kind of feels that way. When
Yeah.
it feels like it not the best port for a PC.
Also,
But,
remember how it was delayed so they could fix the port versions, and then the port versions are the worst? How is that?
Here's the thing. They delayed it so that they could optimize it for PS5 and Series X, and I think maybe that's because the previous gen versions are absolute garbage.
Well, you know what? On the PC, it plays real smooth. It plays real nice. There's a few bugs I've noticed, but they're really minor. Because one is I could float kind of in air, which is pretty funny.
Which is cool. You
Yeah,
can put that in.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because if you just walk off the edge but not walk off completely, you can just kind of stand in midair. It's pretty good. And then I think there was one other.
Oh, you mean your character's hitbox isn't visually represented?
Yeah, and then the
accurately?
other one was a graphical issue I noticed, but it was way out in
where
the
the outer
distance.
world looks like PS2.
Kind of. Yeah. No, it was that was a graphical glitch. Those were the only two bugs I ran into, and there was one more there's one thing that
Also,
really
I
annoys
heard
me.
you control genitalia size and girth in this
You
game.
do, and of course, I had to get the big schlong, but
No, that's the first thing my coworker told me. He's like, "Oh yeah, you can choose how big your dick is in this game." I'm like, oh, that's next gen right there.
So you have the choice of none. You have the choice of the female part.
So Ken doll,
Yeah. So you have
Just
you have the female part,
just
the
a
male
nebulous
part.
area.
You've got the tiny one, and then you got the big one,
Uh,
and the average one.
oh, is there a slider? Or you just have three options?
There's three
Oh
options.
man, did you? Okay,
Yeah, there's only three options.
I was kind of hoping.
So you got the micro, you got the average, and you got the schlong.
I was hoping we'd get a Souls type character creator where you just see the slider and you see
Yeah.
the frame rate just shit the
That
bed.
was actually something I was kind of disappointed with, because I was expecting there to be a lot more customization options at the very start, but it felt kind of limited, honestly.
No. Cyberpunk, it's canon. There are only 3 sizes for the men.
So yeah, I was expecting like sliders and stuff. No, it was preset.
I think the slider would have been funny because you could watch it get bigger and smaller.
But no, the main issue that I had with Cyberpunk so far was looting. Because for whatever reason, particularly when like an item's on a shelf, it doesn't want to register that I'm trying to pick up the item, and for whatever reason my crosshair, the hitbox where you pick stuff up, just does not want to go over it. So I just have to keep spamming the key until I pick the item up. Or I have to like jump up to pick it up sometimes. But I mean, overall, it's fine. It's just
that huge dick. It's weighing you down.
Yes, it is.
You can't reach that top
it's
shelf.
It's like a minor issue, so it's not like something that's game breaking.
Have you run into Keanu Reeves?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
He pops in about 6-7 hours in.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping you just wake up from your coma and he's just there holding your hand.
Kind of is.
A little bit? Oh,
a little bit,
man.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's kind of literally what happens, Kevin.
Cool.
He's just there holding your hand going, I'm
Keanu Reeves.
Murder you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So, the next award for AR or VR game went to Half-Life Alyx.
Pretty good. Okay.
Pretty expected.
Yes.
Best sports game went to Tony Hawk, and
that's fine. Okay.
Me and Greg were watching it together, and when that one won, Greg was like, "Isn't that just a port of the old games?" And I was like, "You could consider FIFA and NBA 2K ports as well."
What were the other options? Because there's like 2 racing games, right?
Yeah, 2 racing games, F5 and Gran Turismo.
So also, I don't play racing games, so those were never.
In this particular case, they decided to port some excellent games in their defense. I mean, did you guys play old school skating games? Them shits kick ass, bro.
I think
even if you weren't any good.
I think I played like 1, and that was it. And that was
I'm not talking about skate. We don't talk about that garbage. I'm talking about freaking Tony Hawk up in here. You know?
Yeah, I think I only ever played Pro Skater 2 once when I had rented it from Blockbuster, and I was like,
"Oh man, people remember
that's
Blockbuster?"
That's probably when I played it too. It was probably Blockbuster days.
Also, do you remember you
guys never owned one?
Shred on the skateboard as Spoderman or the Darth Maul?
I never got that far, but when I found out about that, I was like, man.
But no, I'm pretty sure I got it from Blockbuster too. For those listening, that was a thing.
Man, love your Blockbuster.
There's one somewhere out there, and that's like the last sole surviving Blockbuster. There really is, though. Like, I remember reading an article about like someone sent
Nicolas Cage. If that one Blockbuster is the pyramid that you bought for yourself, please,
send us a message. Let us know.
So then there's an award for most anticipated game. So like
and Cyberpunk didn't win.
No, this is a game that hasn't come out yet. A game that we only know of is going to come out with, because the nominees were the Breath of the Wild sequel, the God of War sequel, the Horizon sequel, and a game called Elden Ring, which is being written by George R.R. Martin.
Yes.
Yeah, and
that is actually.
I'm also. I was going to talk a bunch of shit, but then you said Elden Ring, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to hold my tongue here.
And Elden Ring did win most anticipated of that.
See, the only thing is, I doubt it's coming out next year, and probably the year after that, because I don't know when we're going to see that game.
No, it's announced, but it's going to be delayed at least 5 or 6 more years.
Probably.
And then they're going to optimize for the next gen.
So I wouldn't even put that on the anticipated list, because I don't even know when that thing's coming out. Because, let's be real, George R.R. Martin still has like 3 books to write. And he has not finished that. And the guy's like, what, 70? Something?
No, but I mean, because it's George R.R. Martin pairing with, like,
really?
FromSoft. And their storytelling actually, I feel, would actually pair well with his strong starts and then fizzling out style.
Well, no, to be fair, that wasn't George R.R. Martin's fault. That was, what's their names? Benioff and Weiss?
They may as well be.
I don't know what their names are, but they
were going to make a Star Wars, but then they messed up, and now they're not making a Star Wars.
Well, they messed up so they can make Star Wars, and then they're like, nah, no, that's not how this
Star Wars
works.
took it from them.
Well, yes, after they messed up, because they're like, okay, we're going to end the series here because HBO wanted another 2 seasons, and they were like, no, we ain't doing that. We want Star Wars.
We gave up 5 episodes ago, and they're like, well,
they wanted that Star Wars, and they're like, all right. Well, we need to finish this quick. And so they finished that quick, and then they screwed up.
Yeah, they didn't remember to take the Starbucks cup out of the shot.
Yeah. And, of course, because they messed up. They lost the rights to Star Wars, which I was quite pleased about because.
Also, watch any interview with the cast. Every single one. They're like, "Oh, so how did you feel about the last season?" And they're like, "Oh."
They're like the direction.
Well, writing a show can be difficult, and it's not a perfect world. It's like, no, it was bad.
Dude, they did Peter Dinklage bad in that last season. They
okay.
really did.
Peter Dinklage is not weighed down by everyone else's mistakes.
No, he's not. He's above it all. I love you, Peter Dinklage.
Which is kind of ironic.
So I put a note here of like those awards, like ongoing game, art direction, action, AR, VR, sports, and anticipated game.
Those are all the pre-show?
Those were rapid fired.
Okay, never mind.
Because there's, my God, so much focused on world premiere trailers for games instead of the actual
award
awards.
show?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
that's because they weren't ready when the actual game trailer show went up.
Can I just run the Game Awards myself? Because, apparently...
No.
They don't know how to put commercial breaks in between each
also,
award.
did Elden Ring actually have a trailer? Because as far as I know, there's only the one, and it's like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still one most anticipated game.
Oh, that trailer's so good. What could it mean?
It means absolutely nothing if you know George R. R. Martin.
No, we're going to get Elden Ring and Elden Ring 2, but then that third one's never going to come out. Because it's like, oh, no, we're still writing it.
No, Kevin. What happens is you get Elden Ring 1. That was it.
So
and that period was when you were going to wait for that next one.
At least this is where... So this was a huge, because we had just, mentioned it. What had happened to BioWare? And I saw the logo. BioWare came up on screen. I was like, they're not dead.
Oh, okay.
And then you saw something else.
No.
And it said BioWare is dead.
That would have been the best. But...
No trailer, that's just it. Like, BioWare is dead. Like, oh.
Even better, we were shown scenes of a fantasy world, but with even more like bigger scale and magic being used in more interesting ways.
Is this Harry Potter?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Is this Dragon Age?
Dragon Age is coming back, Kevin.
By BioWare?
Yes.
Now, for those of you listening at home, I'm now fully erect. No censored for this episode.
What's the name for the new Dragon Age? Do you know?
Just Dragon Age. Probably because...
That's actually strong if the implication is you're hunting fucking dragons all the time.
Can we go back to the Darkspawn?
Also, no, the Darkspawn... Oh, did you...
I never played any other ones.
You need to,
I haven't played 2 or Inquisition, so...
No, because I feel like 1 and 2 are their own isolated... one's isolated, and then they're like, oh, let's tie in this one so we can have a sequel. But then I think Inquisition's the first and only one that's like, no, we're going to do world setup, and we're going to set up a fucking sequel.
Okay, so the new Dragon Age would be a sequel to Inquisition?
I don't know about that.
Okay, I have no idea.
I'd actually wager it is, that, it was one of those DLC things that fixed all the problems the story of it, the ending had. And so it's like, oh, okay.
So Kevin, what happens at the end of Inquisition? And it's okay if you spoil me, because I'm probably not going to play anytime soon.
Do you remember just basic general lore about elves?
Yeah.
And...
Yeah.
Because so the last one explains that the elves were the original magical beings.
Okay, that's normal for fantasy realms. Okay.
And one of your crew is actually the only elven god that's left, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, no, a lot of it's actually, the dumb lore, that's actually real, and these people are in fact walking around. And the last game you start to meet some of them.
Okay.
And the last thing you see...
Where does it take place on the timeline, by the way? Between Dragon Age Origins and Awakening? For Inquisition. Is it after or before?
There's 1, and then 2, I want to say, takes place during and after, if that makes any sense.
Okay, so it
starts a little bit after.
It's like a parallel timeline.
A little bit. It's a sequel in the sense it starts after, but then they run along each other.
So yeah, okay,
1 is going on
parallel
while 2 is happening.
Okay.
But then 1 is, I want to say, 10 or some years after.
Okay. So
Inquisition's 10 years after the first one.
Okay.
And then because 2 is weird, there's a bunch of time skips in 2.
Alrighty, so Inquisition
which is
is 10 years from Origins.
Mm-hmm.
So Then what's gonna be the new one? That's my question.
The first thing, they up and said, okay, so the gods are gonna totally fuck us up. We need allies, and then they pull out a map, and then it's like, okay, we need to go to these places.
Okay, so that's probably what the new one's gonna be then.
No, it was the hypest shit because the whole game you only go to these 2 countries ever.
Okay.
And then you see a map that's not that you've ever seen. And you're like, oh man, it's fully erect. And you're like, no, we need to fucking go here. And then the game ends, and you're like, ah! And that was 2014, so 6 years ago.
God, I hate it when there's always a cliffhanger ending. That always pisses me off. Just contain the game in one, and please don't make me wait for a sequel.
Yeah. Well, Dragon Age is coming back. All we know about it is that it's called Dragon Age, and who's to say if that's the final name? We just know that there's going to be a Dragon Age coming out.
Okay,
soon.
cool.
Soon or like within a few
Also, I'd
years.
like to give Dragon Age more... Oh, but no, because it was a reveal. We didn't know about it.
It was just a reveal.
Okay.
I was about to say Dragon Age you get most anticipated, but
Okay,
weird to time travel. Okay.
The next trailer that came up, I just took this down because it's called Crimson Desert, and I was curious if that was it's supposed to be like a sequel, same realm as Black Desert.
Oh, and that's the
Which
MMO?
one's Black Desert? Oh, the MMO you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But this is definitely more like a game, a single adventure, and not an MMO.
So what's Crimson Desert like?
It certainly looks fantasy.
Okay.
There's a big old world. There's combat, sword. I'm not sure how to explain it, but there's also like air fighting. You can mount a dragon and fight other dragons in the air. So that's
that's rad. I'm down for
Yeah.
that. I hope it controls well, because that's usually the nightmare game developers avoid.
Yeah.
I took it down
This is why we don't get dragons.
for like
They're really hard.
Yeah.
because like during the first half of the trailer, there were characters talking, at least moving their lips, but no words were coming out.
Oh.
So I was definitely intrigued by how maybe the trailer screwed up and they're...
Or maybe the whole point was they weren't finished with the dialogue yet.
Something. Maybe it's just,
a prototype.
A work in progress.
Yeah, I would hope that is the case and not like...
Also, side note, Elden Ring has the potential to be the first Souls game where the characters actually move their mouths when they talk.
Oh. Potentially.
Wow.
It's been real bad because they'll zoom in on the lips not moving as they're talking. It's like, why would you do this, FromSoft? Who thought this was a good idea?
Who knows? Elden Ring might not even be a Souls like, or are we?
No,
it's gonna be a Souls game.
Yeah, no. George R. R. Martin's teaming up with the FromSoft.
Okay. So we know for a fact it's Souls. Okay.
Yeah.
So after Crimson Desert, and I don't know, maybe there was another trailer, but again,
Didn't interest you.
I didn't take down every trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the next award...
I'm gonna have to look up this Dragon Age trailer, man, because that's got me hyped. Holy shit.
The next award is for Best Narrative, and the winner is going to make Kevin mad, so I'm just going to let him...
It's not Last of Us 2, is it?
No, it is Last of Us 2. That's why it makes you mad.
It does make me mad. Oh, and a little depressed, man.
What was the award again?
Best Narrative.
Best Narrative.
Best Narrative. Fuck you, Last of Us 2. Best Narrative, my ass.
Kevin
Best
took the
narrative.
words out of my mouth. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Took my breath away.
And me and Christopher discussed this earlier, but never before has it been so apparent that, man, the caption freaking player's choice category just upsets me more than anything.
This is why we need our own award show, and we gotta make it the biggest thing ever.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
We do an award show every year.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
Okay,
yeah, the
cool.
Beanstalk cast, all those other award shows have been lost to history.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we're just going to act like this is a thing that we do every year.
Okay, sounds good. Which, by the way, we are the most prestigious award.
Yeah, we're backed by one Nicolas Cage and his pyramid.
No, Nicolas Cage, you have to either accept or you can reject this by sending us a letter.
Also, I love this narrative. Who else was with Nick Cage in the pyramid? I've listed a few others that...
I'm pretty sure there's a handful that we've said.
I can't keep track, honestly.
But
Nicolas Cage, Charles Barkley, and then we need one more to round it out.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh, Eddie Murphy's in there, yes. Eddie Murphy is definitely in there.
Eddie Murphy dressed up as Mushu.
Yes.
And he's just in a kid's suit with, like, red paint on him? Oh, man. I love this narrative. Okay.
Love you, Eddie Murphy.
The freaking three wise kings. just in their pyramid.
Yeah. So, the next trailer that came up, well, they had the Swedish chef from the Muppets come on, and he was doing the Swedish chef thing, just speaking gibberish, and we call it Swedish.
Did he talk about Elmo's
Swedish?
Allegations of child rape?
No, he wouldn't address those. I don't think they wanted to.
Alrighty. I didn't know where that was going, but alright.
Because he has Overcooked is doing a game of Overcooked, but with Swedish Chef.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the trailer was for.
Oh, that was it? Okay.
I was surprised because I was like, wow, they actually did it.
Alrighty.
So did they announce that production of next-gen consoles is actually going to be made more efficient so we could actually buy them?
No.
You see, the thing is, Kevin, it's already efficient. The problem is
No, it's
you had
not.
people bought them all. And that was kind of it.
No, but I thought the problem was that not real people bought them.
Yeah, people bought them all.
Yes.
No, I hate... I'm sure there are many of us out there, but when you be watching them YouTubes and the content creator, oh yeah, I bought 5 to 10, and then they just pan over and you just see this stack of boxes, and I'm like, man, I want to make you dead with my mind
Want
right
to
now.
know what the funniest thing is? People were selling just the box for $700.
And guess what? People were buying those empty boxes.
Yes, they were buying those boxes and then reselling them for more. Isn't that funny? That's great.
Mm-hmm.
What has our world come to when you sell a box for a PS5 for $700?
You have an incredibly depraved human race.
Man.
Can I make that money off
No.
that box? Because, God, that's a lot of money for a box.
So,
And you get to keep the PS5.
yeah. The next award was for Game for Impact, and it was the Tell Me Why, which is the game for Xbox. Like, it's made by Don't Nod, who made Life is Strange.
Oh,
So I gotta
okay.
say,
That was the game that we wanted to check out, but we never did check out.
yeah,
Yes.
because it's on the Series X, and I'm not getting a Series X.
Well, it's also on PC, but I just haven't gotten it yet.
I mean, I don't have a good PC.
You
If
don't-
I did, I would be able to stream better.
All right, Chris.
No, it's okay.
Well,
Our current streams have
now
a
we
certain
know-
charm, and Nicolas Cage approves.
So now
So
we know what Chris needs for his Christmas gift here.
yeah.
Alright.
So
He needs a
the
computer.
next reveal,
Greg needs to get on that.
Yeah.
the next reveal, people have been throwing poo at this trailer. But
Yeah, I like this. Okay.
to be
let's
fair,
hear it.
it's for Arc 2, which is a game. I mean, Arc 1 I didn't care about, but this Arc 2 trailer had Vin Diesel in there.
Vin Diesel?
Yes.
What's he doing in there?
I don't know.
You saw what Keanu Reeves was doing. He's like, man, I could do that.
So wait, what's
He
so
was
he's just the Isn't Vin Diesel always he's like a knockoff what's his name?
he's a knockoff Vin Diesel.
No, because he looks exactly the same as this other actor. And I'm trying to remember the name right now, but I can't.
Who
Dwayne
looks-
Johnson?
Maybe. It might be.
Vin Diesel is a bootleg. There, I said it.
But so the trailer wasn't that good because it was low frame rate. Like either there was too
Oh.
much happening or they didn't optimize it.
So what game was this again?
Arc 2.
What's Arc 1?
Arc 1 was like this online you're a caveman and there are
Oh,
dinosaurs.
it's that one. It's like a pretty fun game.
If it has Vin Diesel, why don't they just make another Riddick game? Did you guys ever play those?
I've only watched one of those movies, and it was ridiculous, but it was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. It was just really ridiculous, and I didn't understand a thing that was going on.
I feel like I think you might have watched the latest one, where
Yeah, it was some. I watched it in theater, so I was like, oh, alrighty.
oh man, do you guys remember when we could go to the movie theaters and just watch a movie and not have a care in the world?
You know what? We should open up our own speakeasy that has a movie theater.
Is mine.
What?
The problem isn't that movies are outlawed. Crowds are outlawed.
Does it look like I care?
So after they announced Arc 2, they also announced an Arc animated series that's going to have like a whole bunch of celebrity voices. Not all of them I recognized, but Russell Crowe and Vin Diesel are going to be...
Wait, Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe and
Okay,
Vin
now you got me
Diesel.
excited.
They're going to
Yeah,
be
because
voices.
he can yell good.
I love Russell Crowe.
Oh yeah,
Russell Crowe's in that pyramid.
Yeah.
He's chilling.
he's the fourth member of the pyramid group.
Yeah, so look
Right.
out for that Arc animated series.
Now, what platforms might we see this new animated series? Did they announce or say?
They didn't announce yet.
Can I get Russell Crowe in my own like standalone video game where he like an RPG kind of thing?
Make a Man of Steel game, but you're just playing just as Russell Crowe.
No, not Man of Steel. Do Gladiator. That'd be pretty good. I want a Gladiator game.
Okay, how would they make a Gladiator game and it's not just that Spartacus game, that online one?
No, I just want Gladiator. I want the story of Gladiator where I get to play as where I get to play as some dude that just walks around and follows Russell Crowe. That's all I want.
You don't even want to be Russell Crowe. You just want to look at him while he does things.
Yes, please.
You want to be the general he yells at orders and you're like, oh, tell me more, Russell Crowe.
Exactly, that's all I want in life.
Actually, I'm just kind of falling in love with this idea. I'd play that game.
So after that reveal, the award was for Best Multiplayer. And it went to Among Us. And I don't mind. I'm just upset because what's the statute of limitations?
2 years.
What's the statute of limitations? Like,
it has the best.
It became relevant this year. Who cares? It was released in 2018. What's the limit?
What was the other options?
I think the limit is they have refused to fix the game, and it's only gained in popularity.
It's called Twitch streamers. That's what gave it popularity in the first place.
That's the freaking problem. It's like, oh, we acknowledge that Among Us. Oh, yay! It won an award. It was in 2018. It should have gotten an award in 2018. If it's just that people didn't know about it back then. Like, what kind of logic is that? Like, can we just bring back...
Your guess is as good as mine.
Can we just bring back Red Dead Redemption and give it Game of the Year for this year? Oh, it came out in 2018? I mean, somebody played it the other day, probably. So just because...
Probably, I don't know. I'm assuming.
People are playing it now. It's like, it's just dumb.
Fair enough.
And I mean, like, I know, like, the developers came on and, like, they were crying. They were so happy that their game won. I'm glad for them, but it's stupid.
Because you're 2 years old. You're 2 years too late.
You should have made a good enough game in 2018, and then it would have gotten an award.
Or, paid off that Twitch
won, like, the best ongoing game in that case?
It wasn't even nominated! It wasn't even nominated in a category that it made sense to be in.
Man, okay. Why is it this...
How about best revived game? There you go. That's what you do. That's the award that they should have given it to. So what were the other options, by the way?
I mean, the other option... Sure. There was Animal Crossing, which has a terrible multiplayer. There was Fall Guys, which has a good multiplayer and came out this year.
I would have given it to Fall Guys then. That's what I would have given it to.
You wouldn't know from looking at it, but Fall Guys makes you so angry. It's just a bunch of beans, but... Fuck that game, man. No. Fuck you, Fall Guys. You're a great game, but no, man. You play. And Nicolas Cage and Charles Barkley will back me up from the pyramid.
Who's Charles Barkley, by the way? I always forget.
He's a basketball player that Greg just loves sucking on his dick all the time.
Okay, all right, I got you.
Because he's a commentator on NBA on TNT.
Okay. And he sounds like he just wants to be dead.
Because I keep thinking that the singer, Barkley, the one that I think he sings Crazy, right? Is that the one he sings?
Who?
Is it? Yeah,
I might be wrong.
He might also be in the pyramid. We don't know. Man, this pyramid is really starting to fill up. I like it.
It's a pretty big pyramid.
Okay, so next
back when Nicolas Cage can afford it.
Yeah.
Damn. Sorry, Nicolas Cage. Your movies now. I don't know.
So next award was Best Indie Game went to Hades.
Okay.
I mean,
what were the other options again?
I don't remember.
Yeah, good job, Hades.
Good for you, Hades.
Yeah, breakout stars. So I imagined. Best audio design went to what else? Last of Us 2.
Oh, not Doom Eternal?
No. Here's the... You know what? That's
yeah,
the
see, I was kind of hoping Doom Eternal would take it, because it has, like, a lot of heavy metal and, like,
I love it. Yeah, it's great. It gets you all pumped up.
Poor Doom Eternal got 4 nominations, didn't win any of them.
Man, it should have got audio, though, because the music in that game is great.
Although, to be fair, the horse getting exploded in Last of Us 2 was pretty solid.
That's probably... You know what?
If I could give the top performance to that horse in Last of Us 2, I would. Because
you strip it of all of its awards and just like exploding horse award.
Which horse exploded the most? No, I think it'd just be horse death and then Tsushima would still be in the running. Man, no, dude, like my heart broke when Like, you see him slowly walk, and then he just lays down, and then he's dead, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Red
you
Dead
know
2
what?
would also win that award. In
Right? Yeah,
2018.
just horse death.
Yeah, best horse death.
Which horse
I mean,
death
sure.
broke your heart? And you're like, oh.
Yeah, sure. Last of Us 2, the horse sounded really good when it exploded.
Because it didn't see it coming.
But I was sad when Nobu died.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Is that what you named
So-
your horse?
That's what I named my horse.
Nobu.
And then we got the second one and we named it Kaze.
So you get 2 horses
Yeah.
in the game.
Well, you need a replacement for the best one.
Oh, I see.
I mean,
My first one was Kage, and he was all black, and Kage stands for shadow. But then when he was dead, I got my white horse, and I named him Sora, which is sky.
Oh.
I thought it was thematically appropriate. Especially because in that last part of the game, you go to the snow, like, you go up into more to the north, and it's more snowy, and...
So wait, do you choose what your first horse is?
Yeah.
You choose the color too and everything? Pretty
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, you have 3 selections, and it's like,
Okay.
oh,
And
nobody
then you
wants to call.
choose its name. You like get 4 choices for a name.
And then they kill off your horse.
Yes.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
It's just one of those scenes to force you to feel something horrible.
Wow.
Yeah, but except it's not forced because you're like, man, this horse, man, it...
That must have really hurt when you lost your horse.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that game did a good job with horse death.
So the next,
The horse was the main character.
It was essentially like, yeah.
it was also indestructible until that point.
Oh, wow. Well, that sucks.
So the next award was Best RPG, and it went to Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, not bad.
And
Not bad.
then the Sim Strategy, the award, poor Crusader Kings did not win. It was Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Barely even a game. It really is barely even. In Crusader Kings 3, you got the intrigue, you've got the politics, and it's so dang good. And you picked a flight simulator over it.
Here's the thing. Because you know who's voting on these games? The jurors, in quotes? They're the gaming media.
How much did Bill Gates pay you? Let's be real
Not
here.
Bill Gates.
None.
No,
He's
he-
also in the pyramid for a different reason.
He paid them off, I'm sure of it.
It's like the people,
From the nether realm? How'd he do that?
I don't know how, but he did.
the people who vote on these games. They're from the gaming media. There's some neckbeard sitting at
Oh, I
his
love
desk on his
neckbeard.
laptop writing some emotion piece about how you could attach yourself to the block in Mario or whatever the fuck. Look, IGN. We literally know that IGN's opinions are bots. GameSpot. Who the fuck cares about GameSpot?
Did you see that one? There was this one journalist from, I think it was GameSpot. It was either GameSpot or IGN, or one of them.
Mm-hmm.
One of them. She didn't even play the game.
There's another thing.
Yeah, IGN apparently...
There was one review that she did for Pokemon. I think it was Alpha Sapphire, and what was the other one?
Omega Ruby?
Yeah, and her review said too much water.
I'm gonna leave this.
What does that mean?
That was one of the negatives. It said too much water, and I'm just like, really?
These are the people who vote on quality in games. And then,
Oh, man.
I think these people are voting based on, like, technical aspects and not anything about how you play the game. Because if they were voting on how fun the game is, Last of Us 2 wouldn't have won shit!
Yeah, half the fan base did not like the game. So how did it beat everyone else with only half a fan base? Oh, because the other half was IGN and GameSpot.
Yes.
Okay, there
Okay,
it is.
there you
The
go.
gaming media. The Metacritic score for Last of Us 2 is like 93. The user score, 5.7
5.7 out of 100.
out of 10.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, dang.
That would have been better, but...
Man, no, that's a story.
But no, that's the same thing with movies, though.
Game Awards show reveals actual voters don't mean matter for shit. And it's like, oh.
Game Awards reveals that the freaking... We know it. The gaming media, these guys didn't actually play every game on the list. As few games as there are on the list, they probably didn't even play most of them.
Yeah.
Because they can't just get everybody everywhere. And they probably don't even, like, take a consensus from the people who did play the games at their company. They probably just take 2 assholes and have them vote on every thing.
I think that's how it works. Yes.
Yeah, not that I like it. Well.
Anyways, bright spot, player's choice. People who played the games got to vote on what was game of the year, and it went to Ghost of Tsushima,
Oh,
the
fair enough,
rightful
okay.
winner.
Yeah,
Okay,
good job,
fair,
Tsushima.
fair. Not Crusader Kings today, but fair.
And then fighting game of the year went to Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate.
Good
whatever.
job.
I don't play fighting games, so I don't know.
And then
Yeah.
here's another one that just freaking pisses me off. The Innovation in Accessibility Award went to Last of Us 2. Why?
What?
Because they added a color blindness scale in which you could make characters blue or red or green or whatever.
Who cares?
And on that,
Yeah, who cares?
within those nominations, there was a game where paraplegics could literally play using their mouth.
Well, which game is that?
I don't know what it's called. It's like
It
Dot
didn't
or
win,
something.
so we'll never know.
Like Hyperdot or something. A game you can play with your mouth. That's not just an innovation in accessibility. That's an innovation in technology.
Yeah,
How do they do that? That's what I want to know.
I really want to see what this game
I
is like.
want
because-
to play this game with my mouth. I mean, that sounds fun. Like,
No, the way you play is you got to use your tongue to hit the keys.
oh man. Oh man. Imagine Twitch streamers. They just have like this big old bulky thing in their mouth, like.
So that's just like, that's a situation where that Last of Us 2 probably won because the person voting knew it from the list.
Yeah.
They didn't know anything else. And they didn't care to play or look it up. But anyways,
What was one of the other games on that list too for the accessibility?
I mean, Grounded, but I only brought it up because the arachnophobia thing was cute because you could turn them into blobs.
Yes, that was the one I was thinking of.
Sure,
yes.
that's not the one that I figured would win. I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Moving on. Mobile game, the game that came out in 2018,
Among
Us.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there aren't that many good. Oh, there's Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact. I mean,
that one came out this year.
like, say what you want about gacha games, at least there's a full game there.
Right,
You
fair enough,
actually
fair
don't.
enough.
You don't honestly have to buy anything in the game. I've been playing it recently on my phone, and I haven't needed to buy anything, and I've been having a good time.
It's not like Hearthstone, where you gotta pay to get more XP, to get more gold, which I would have gotten if they didn't change the dang method of getting gold, because they
Also,
changed into an XP system
can we
now.
get a 3D version of Among Us?
Ugh.
Where we're just these cute little chibis and we're just running around, but it's just Among Us, but it's 3D.
I mean, can the mobile version of Among Us not suck first?
Can we get?
Either of these things would be acceptable.
Can I get like a revamped version of Space Station 13? I think if people played this game,
I think if you played,
You would love it.
say you didn't play it, so you should freaking play it. But Dead Space, bro, you should get on that.
I'll try it out. I'll try it out sometime.
So, running a little
Anyway,
low on time, but
Yes.
content creator of the year, I mean,
PewDiePie?
no, Valkyrae.
I don't know who
And
it is.
she's the only one she's the only one I recognize because she does play Among Us with PewDiePie.
Okay, fair
That's what, and she did blow up this year.
enough.
So,
Okay, fair enough.
you know, kind of fair.
All right, yeah.
It wasn't PewDiePie. I'm happy. Fuck that dude.
Oh, he's a cool dude.
No, he's not.
No? All right, whatever, Kevin.
You know,
He's chill.
You know, you go to meet him, and he's like, "Berkty Bork, get out of my house," and you're like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Is that what happened, Kevin? You went to his
bit.
house and he's like, "Get out." He just randomly showed up at PewDiePie's house and he's
Yeah,
like,
the
door.
on the other side of the world. He was not very friendly.
And
I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry you had to go through that. I don't know why you showed up at his house, though. But, you know.
No, see, we don't ask those kinds of questions. For story purposes, I was just there.
so, another big, I mean, I was surprised by it,
Okay.
but
Fallen Order 2.
no.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It's about Fortnite, but they put
Oh.
Master Chief in Fortnite, which, I mean,
So they bought
surprised
Halo?
me. No.
Weren't we
God, I
supposed to
hope
get
not.
a Halo game? What happened
Yeah.
to that?
Well, we don't talk about it, Kevin.
Oh, I guess not.
I mean, that's it. I was just super surprised when I saw Master Chief.
Well, I mean,
And then he was
they
there.
also had, like, Marvel characters in there at one point.
Yeah, but well, because Disney and Marvel are like this, they're putting fingers in each other, you know.
Yeah, but Epic Games has no relation
Yeah, that's
to
what they're
Disney,
doing.
So,
They're just putting fingers in
Yeah.
places that shouldn't belong.
So And also they put Daryl and Michonne from Walking Dead in there too. And
I actually haven't played that one. So that's the miniseries, which I have not played.
Daryl and Michonne, aren't they from the show?
They probably are, but Michonne.
Daryl's crossbow guy. He's Norman Reedus. And Michonne is Black Katana Lady.
Yeah, because there's a miniseries from Telltale that was for her.
And people don't talk about it, so I imagine it's the weakest.
Well, I never played it, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, good luck asking anybody about it. They're like, what? Who?
Yeah, because I don't think anyone knows about it. It's just there. It was a thing.
I think it's one of the only few Telltale games that just kind of came out.
Yeah, and
if you didn't see it on the shelf of your local Blockbuster, you weren't gonna,
This was well after the Blockbuster.
Yeah, I know. I was getting my timelines a bit mixed up there. I'll admit.
So
yeah.
Best Direction Award went to
Last of Us
2. And
all right.
I'm just gonna say this about it. I think freaking the gaming journalists think directing a game as if it's a movie is a good thing. And it's something that should be done. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of hate it. Because then you get a lot of moments where you're not doing anything.
Chris, let's be real. There's other motives in there. And those motives do have a green color to it.
They're made of a specific cotton.
Yes.
They have a certain... They have a certain, what is it, like 8-digit code on there in the bottom left?
Yes. And there's also... what's it called? Words that are particularly spoken with that green that comes in, and they're like, okay, that's how it goes.
Yeah, you lost me. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I don't know either.
No.
Anyways, so what was touted as the biggest announcement of the night? At least I feel like they were going with this because it's the last game announcement.
End the show?
Yeah, usually when you end it, that's the big
last game announcement before Game of the Year was announced. It was a Mass Effect trailer. And I don't know how to feel about this.
So Mass Effect 4?
Mass Effect something.
Okay.
Yeah, no, poor Mass Effect 3 really did plummet that series into.
And then you had Andromeda that came out not that long ago.
Uh-huh.
What happened with that one? Was it good?
Because it was a laughable excuse to get away from the awful ending that was Mass Effect 3. And then it didn't. It was kind of meh, and so people...
Okay, fair enough.
It wasn't bad or good.
It looked pretty good when I saw it.
Honestly, it actually is fun to play. Actually,
okay. Yeah.
But 3, the best thing about 3 is that the online multiplayer put its finger in everyone's caboose.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And right, man. It was way too good. For as not good as the game was, the multiplayer was too good, and that's what people were talking about when it would come out. Like, man. I was one of them. I would never play the story, but that online though.
Yeah.
So
sploosh.
All we know is that Mass Effect will continue.
Oh yeah, because Mass Effect is also an EA BioWare, so that doesn't make sense.
You know what I want another game of though? I want another, Alien Isolation.
Mm-hmm.
We need more...
a good one where you find the alien.
Well, that was a good game. It's a great game. Just saying.
Oh, I think it might be Colonial Marines. Or like
that one was
everyone played it.
That's
like,
the one.
We played the whole game and didn't find the alien ones. I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
That one was the piss poor one. No, I'm talking about like another Alien Isolation. I would like another game like that.
The scary one.
Yeah.
Again, man, you should. It seems like what you need is a good horror game.
I like Alien because it's a series that I hold deep in my heart. It's the franchise.
But Dead Space is just Alien Isolation, just a little bit more goopy.
But I want my xenomorphs. That's all I want in life. Xenomorphs and the Predator.
Dead Space is xenomorphs.
Is it really?
Yeah. The whole idea behind Dead Space is there is no extraterrestrial life because there's a parasitic entity that is that's killing everything.
Do you get chest bursters? Do I get chest
bursters? Yes and
no. Oh.
It's not the chest, but it...
But it bursts.
There is bursting out of where you're like, oh...
Okay, because that's my favorite thing from the Alien franchise is chest bursters.
Okay,
and it's a game, so they don't have to censor it as much.
Okay,
yes.
Okay, let's finish this conversation to get to the most disappointing award of the night.
Okay. All right, most disappointing. Let's hear it.
Game of the Year, the award that once you saw how many awards it had won up to that point, it's no surprise that it went to Last of Us 2.
Boo! Okay.
Yeah, boo, Last of Us.
And I was so sad because they had like the Zoom call, the videos of all the developers, like the teams who would be accepting the award for their game, like Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal, Ghost of Tsushima,
And the Last of
Final
Us 2 people were just
Fantasy VII.
sitting in the corner the entire time.
No, there was just one guy for Last of Us 2.
Oh.
It's almost like he knew and he just needed to be there.
Oh, and the rest of the team were like...
Yeah, it was last minute. Okay, yo, we're gonna win this game of the award. We need someone to go pick up and accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really
Have
sad
Johnson from sales do it.
because the feed for the Ghost of Tsushima guys, they had a backdrop for the game, and I was like looking at them like, you poor guys. You got player's choice. The gamers have spoken. You do deserve to win.
Yeah.
And then the Doom Eternal guy was wearing his Doom Eternal shirt, and I was like, dude, you didn't win a single award. Like, fuck the Game Awards. Poor Doom Eternal deserves something.
I would have given it to the music, because they do have good music.
No, freaking Doom Eternal gets you amped to kill a bunch of demon
Because,
scourge.
you know, it'd be a game that I'd play if I was just angry and I wanted to get some steam off. But...
Yeah, or you're mad in another game, you're like, man, I need to kill something with my fist. Doom Eternal.
And that's what I would do, but, you know, I normally don't play those kinds of games, because I'm usually not, like, an angry person, you know?
Also, when you bash a skull thing in on Doom Eternal, it sounds really good. You're like, man, that's a head squash noise. I love it. Yeah. Squish.
Squish.
But yeah,
Squishy.
We're quite a blaze bit in.
Is there anything else?
Is there anything you guys want to say about the Game Awards? Like, it's just fucking stupid.
You know, there's a lot of games they missed out on that they could have nominated.
Yeah.
I had a feeling Last of Us 2 would win, but I was angry because I knew it didn't deserve it. Well, a lot of those
You know
awards.
what's a shame when it comes to Game Awards, though? Is the games that come out in the fall are the games that are always going to win. Because they're the most freshest in people's brains.
That's when like the big publishers plan to release their games to get on the Game Awards.
Yeah. Because, like, all the games that come out in, you know, between January and July.
Yeah, what games? Who?
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
At least Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal broke through and got on the list.
Yeah. Because not even, what's it called, Fallen Order was on the list, right?
It wasn't for Game of the Year, but it was for Action Adventure.
And that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. And that, you know, I thought, by the way, I think the music in that game is excellent. Especially when you have the Mongolian throat singing bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, man.
That was so
man.
good. I love it.
Also, I'm kind of sad there was no Jedi Fallen Order 2 reveal trailer. If I'm gonna be honest, that game did so good. And
do you know
when
we're getting that? When we're getting that Harry Potter game though, because that's something I'm
That's
anticipating.
next year to 2 years, give or take.
Okay.
Because I understand, I thought it was an open world RPG Harry Potter game,
and that actually sounds pretty dope.
Yeah,
so,
no,
you know, I want in.
hopefully we'll all have PlayStations or
Yeah.
whatever by then, so we could play.
Is it PlayStation exclusive?
Maybe not exclusive, but PlayStation did announce.
What matters is that it'll
so
be on
I want it on my
PS.
PC.
It'll be on PS5, and if it's on PS5, I would like to play it on PS5.
Fair enough. I would hope it's on my PC and I could.
I
do
imagine
some
it is
wishing.
because PC is like magic; it's the catch-all.
Yes, please.
Here's what I want to say about the Game Awards at large. I've never cared about any previous Game of the Year award, and the only reason I care this year is because I watched the Game Awards. If I otherwise ignore it, it doesn't even fucking matter.
But you sat down and you put all of your attention on it.
My issue with award shows is they don't seem to have like an objective bit that they give their awards to. It's always this color green that they look towards, and that is their objective.
This company contributed this much for the award show, and this other company said, "Nah, man, our game's the best."
Yeah, that's how it goes. And they go, "How much?
Like,
how much
that's
was that?
interesting.
How much was that nice donation of yours to our esteemed organization?" Bigger than the other
guys.
guys.
Our CFO to go F himself. Oh,
That's how it goes,
What matters is that gaming is such a hugely just opinionated, and it's the most subjective medium out of them all, I feel. Because what are you supposed to say when you say, this particularly makes it an actually good game? What about when people don't actually like that at all? There's so many things like that. There are so many genres. There are so many ways to play a game, and ultimately, when you say best game, like, what's...
It also depends on your, your preference to genre. But there are some games that, extend over genre, like they're just they're just so good that they.
Yeah, like Ghost of Tsushima was.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, there are some games out there that
The Last of Us 2 was innovative and accessible or whatever.
And
because color slider.
And the animation and the technology and the fuck you. But I respect your opinion though. You know what I do when I play a video game? I play it. I want to have fun.
That's the other issue with awards.
Also, back to what? Back to Death, or Back for Death?
Back for Blood.
Back for Blood.
Yeah.
Missed opportunities, by the way, with Left.
Left to Die.
Left to Die, yeah.
Yeah. See, very strong sequel title. I guess not.
Okay, Kevin, we're gonna make a new zombie game, or I guess survival game or whatever, and we're gonna use that.
Oh man,
we're gonna use the Left to Die.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna cut.
Okay.
All right, cutting.
We gotta. We've gone quite a bit, a little bit way longer than we usually do. But next week, big week, the biggest week in gaming, y'all.
Biggest week, the biggest girth.
I don't know what's this announcement.
Come along and tune in to Beanstalk next week. It's called the Beanstalk Awards, presented by Beanstalk, sponsored by Beanstalk.
It is the most prestigious award of the year. Yes,
it's the most important award
and the most objective.
The 69th annual Beanstalk. Man, we finally made it.
69.
Man, we're.
If you go to anchor.fm/bean-stock, that's anchor.fm/bean-stock, you can find all the links for the podcast on all 6 of the platforms that we stream on. We also have all of our socials linked to the descriptions of each episode as well as on our Anchor page. We also have a YouTube channel which is also linked into the description and on the Anchor page. We have a Twitch channel as well. It's not linked on the Anchor page, but it will be in the description of this video. It is twitch.tv/beansonstream, spelled exactly as you would spell it, one word.